I need a lineup like yesterday, bruh. Sheesh. Well, I'm trying to get like Dynasty TV. I'm trying to be one of the crispy boys. Don't trip though. Dynasty TV told me I'm certified though. Watch.
Yep, just getting off work. Apologies for looking a little crazy, but I could not end this night without shouting out my homeboy. Of course, he is certified. I missed the first certified. Part of the Crispy Boy gang. You already know what it is, man. TP, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Always love. From the Dynasty gang to the TP squad. What you call your people, man? TP squad, TP. Shout out to everybody who rock with TP. I'm a fan, brother. I love what you're doing. Keep spreading that knowledge. Keep growing this community. And I see you at the top, boy. Gang.
What's good, YouTube? tplocks here bringing you guys another video. Yes, you guys gonna be bringing you my much awaited dreadlock reviews. Really excited to bring these to you guys because I know you guys been waiting. All right, so let's get into it. You guys already know the drill. I'm going to go down my Twitter. If you ever want a dreadlock review, if you ever want any tips on dreadlocks in general, please go to my Twitter account. Okay, I'm putting my Twitter account right there because I know you guys, a lot of times people ask me for it. If you want to submit a dreadlock review, submit it there, okay? If you want to see my personal page, by my IG here, okay? I try to keep the two separate because otherwise it's just a bunch of mix up in my inbox and it's just really hard to keep track of anybody, which is what I'm dealing with right now. So definitely remember, if you want a dreadlock review, go to my Twitter, okay? Let's go ahead and get it started. You're looking at my phone, all right? All right. So the first person we gonna check out is SB Gutta, okay? Now, I'm not sure if I've done SB Gutta already, but I might be confusing just because of the fact that he is a consistent subscriber, always showing love to the page, always showing love to, you know, every video I post. So thank you, bro, for, you know, always supporting, all right? Let's go ahead and check out the locks. Scroll from the top. On my 5-month journey so far, here's some pics and vids from May to September. Okay, so we're in 5 months in our journey, from May to September. Let's go ahead and look at this video. But they still got that shine. They still look like twists. You can tell the difference between twists and locks, and these definitely are in that twist phase still. So really, really cool. It also notes that you started off with a pretty good length. One thing I'm not seeing though, I'm not seeing a real defined lock parting pattern. It almost looks like the grab and go method. SB, you'll have to correct me if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong. But let's go to the next. I think that's another video of the same thing. Here's another shot here, close up. And yeah, as you can see, hair is still very shiny, still very sleek, consistent with the twists. And again, you guys, he's in his 5-month period. So all these photos are indicative of what to expect between that 1 to 5 month period. All right. Here's a video from June. So in 1 month, right? He said that he started his locks in May. In 1 month, this is the progress that you can see. Now, I don't know if you guys can really tell from the video, but what I can see is a lot more frizz, right? I can see that the locks are starting to get a little bit more swollen in the middle parts of the section. But otherwise, there's not very many changes from 1 month to the next with his starter locks. And that's just, again, I love to have this video because it's just a case in point that in that very beginning, you want to be patient. The changes rolling out for your locks are going to be very minimal in that early stage. All right. And again, we do know that, that it's subject to vary from person to person, but this is just a good example of usually your locks aren't changing from month to month in that first couple months that much. All right. So just be patient. All right. Here's July before his first retwist. So we waited a couple months for our retwist. And I love that he's providing videos here. As you can see, it's like we got a lot of new growth under there. Hair doesn't look to be hanging as much. Maybe we got a little bit of shrinkage. But obviously we can see that there's a lot of hair under those locks that needs to be twisted. We can see that there's a lot more frizz. And we can also see there's a quarantine mask. So bruh is definitely doing his part not to get COVID, right? But yeah, this is a great shot. And this is after his first retwist. Love this shot right here. You can see a little bit more of that parting style. I still say it looks to be, it's hard to tell from these photos or from this video. It could be anything between diamond or just, you know, grab and go. It looks more so like grab and go. It looks like they focus primarily on that new growth with the retwist, which is standard. Doesn't look like they manipulated the you know, the shaft, overall shaft of the locks. Looks like they just got that new growth and just kept it pushing. And that's dope, because what you're gonna be seeing in the next couple months is a little bit more budding. You can probably notice from these locks already, they're a little bit more lumpy. You can see that they're, you know, if you're looking up and down the lock, it's not just a perfectly cylindrical straight up and down thing. It is very lumpy, and those buds are starting to form. Definitely a great video to have there. Got more. We got in August before the second retwist. And yeah, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but this definitely shows some progression from the first retwist to the second. Definitely a lot more budding. His locks are starting to swell up a lot more. Obviously you can't see that scalp because that new growth is coming there through, but they just look great. This is gonna be a very healthy, thick set of locks. And again, more lock envy for me, because I really like a thicker set of locks, but these are dope. These are really dope. Some straight on shots. Something about this shot, bro, is just funny, bro. I'm sorry. 6 months in. Dope locks. Dope locks. Yeah. I'm glad he shared his journey, because at the end of the day, this is a very normal experience to have. That first 6 months, he's still not fully matured. A lot of people ask, how long are my locks? How long is it gonna take for my locks to be fully locked? As you can see from this last video here, his locks aren't fully locked. You know, I don't know his hair texture. I would assume it's somewhere in that 4C range, but I can imagine that some of his locks might still be subject to coming out, maybe in the back if you've got a looser hair texture. But these aren't fully mature. So a lot of times people ask, you know, how long is it gonna take? In most cases, you guys, it's gonna take more than 6 months, right? I say sometimes, as a general consensus, give your hair that year, because oftentimes, you guys, it can take up to a year for your hair to actually be mature. And even then, it's gonna still be subject to some changes moving forward. So glad we got all these videos. And I appreciate you, bro. To be honest with you, I appreciate your patience at the end of the day, because I know he's been waiting a little long to get a review. It's real tough to get a review these days. You know what I'm saying? It's exclusive, it's VIP only. But thank you for your support, bro. I appreciate you. The next person we got is Simply Me Lisa G. She does have her own lock journey that she has on YouTube. Her page, let's keep going. Let me look and see if I can find it. YouTube channel is It's Me Lisa G as well. And one thing I like about this journey, you guys, is she does share a little bit of background on her channel. She had a set of locks and she cut them off. Right? All her life she had permed hair and she had went natural, and had basically been going throughout this process, and it'd been a long journey back to now this second attempt at locks, right? And here's what we have, the second attempt. Now she had very, very long natural hair. She didn't provide any pics. You can find those on her YouTube channel as well. But here are the results of her locking her very long, very healthy natural hair. Right? Now I get this question a lot on whether or not you can do it. You absolutely can. The only reason why people tend to not do it is because it is a little bit more difficult, right? It does come with aesthetically some challenges that you don't get with the shorter lock journey. But again, every journey is beautiful. Every journey is gonna have challenges, and this is just another one, right? But as you can see here, that hair is very long. Those ends are gonna be frizzy for a while, but it is progressing. And that's one thing that you can see here. As that hair gets longer and longer and longer, it is gonna tangle more and more and more. If she would have asked the question, how long is it gonna take for my hair to mature, it would really all depend on her individual regimen, her hair type. But in all likelihood, it's probably gonna take a good little amount of time, you guys. If you take SB Gutta, his last journey as any indication, it's probably gonna take more than 6 months. And if it's gonna take more than 6 months, it's probably gonna be leaning on that year mark as well. So that would just be my humble estimation, right? But that's a great shot. And you could see the cylindrical parts at the top portion of her locks. Because that hair is so long, the bottom ends are gonna be subject to coming out. That is something that is normal. We got comb coils here as well. But these locks are going to mature more and more. You can see that cylindrical pattern, you can see that frizz. But it's gonna be a great journey to track. It's gonna be a great journey to track because at the end of the day, it may be a little bit on the longer side, but it's still gonna be rewarding. And I think it's pretty cool that she's still able to maintain all the length that she had. It's not gonna be this drastic change from, you know, having, you know, long natural hair to having to go through short natural curls. Like, it's gonna be a more seamless transition for her, in my humble opinion. All right, I'm just gonna click on a video here real quick to see if I can get a few more shots. One thing that's interesting is you can see that the ends in the photo here are a little bit different than the ones that were in the other photo that we showed in her Twitter. And that's probably because as those locks go throughout their phases and they continue on in her day-to-day, they probably untangle a little bit, similar to how your locks can possibly come out when you wash it, or if you've got a looser hair texture. When you got longer hair, sometimes those ends, because it is more hair being coiled, sometimes those ends are gonna come out. So if you got longer hair, just something to consider. Definitely a great journey. It is still possible for you to get locks, and I'm so glad that Lisa was able to show us, to hopefully encourage some other people to get locks, even if they've got long hair, right? If you are looking for a lock buddy with long hair, long natural hair that just started their locks, Lisa G's channel is an amazing one to start at, okay? Thank you, Lisa, for your support. Thank you for the submission, and I'm glad I finally got to do a review for you. All right, let's go to the next one. Now, the next one we're gonna go with is Miles, okay? Now, Miles says he has been following my channel since 1,000. So that's he's at least been following since last year, you guys. So thank you so much, Miles, for your support. Hopefully you ain't capping and you're rapping. I can smell people who ain't been following for a long time. I know what you smell like. But let's see here. Doesn't give any details on his locks, but again, what it looks like here, it looks like we've got more of a brick pattern. I can definitely see a brick pattern that's indicative of those straight lines. Definitely looks like we got some comb coils here. And again, they look a lot like SB Gutter's locks. You can see that his locks are still relatively new because they still got that cylindrical, shiny look. Hopefully you guys know by now that that is a consistent theme here, that newer locks are gonna have that shiny, slicker look. But yeah, they look like they're progressing well. Let me keep scrolling. Yeah. Really not too much to go off of here. Also, his third attempts at locks, they are 1 month old. Now, Miles, when you said that it's your third attempt at locks, it's got me curious what your first couple attempts were like, because this set of locks right here, if you want them to be, if they're at the thickness that you want them to be, if they are, you know, what you want, I would say this is a great set. Like, this is a set that you could see through. It looked a lot like my set when I started off, just a lot longer. So I would be curious there, you know, what issues you're still having, if any. But these look great, man. These look great, you know, and I hope that, you know, even though I don't have a lot of information about your locks or anything like that, I hope that you can remain encouraged with this journey and sort of stick it through. Because I know anytime you're having to start and stop anything, it can be a little frustrating. So if you need to hear from me, bruh, like, these look great. So, you know, and hopefully people in the comment section let you know as well, Miles, your locks look dope, bruh. All right. But I appreciate the support, man. I appreciate the submission. I know I didn't have much to say here, not much to go off of, but like I said, I appreciate the submissions, appreciate the support, and stay locked, man. Let's go to the next one. Next person we got is Dennis L. Okay, so let's look. Hey man, thank you for all your content. It's helped me out a lot with my lock journey. Started in mid-June. I started using comb coils that were 2-strand twisted, but I separated them after the first 2 weeks and kept the coils. Now this, I think this is interesting because when you got locks that start off this way, for one, you can start off your locks with 2-strand twisted curls. You can start them off like that. And it looks like this is what he's showcasing here. This might be the 2-strand twists, right? You can see they're very thick, they're very puffy. I don't know what parting system was implemented with them, but they, you know, judging by how they're laying, it does look like there's some sort of system. They do look one row on top of the other. There does seem to be a system there, can't really tell. But when you look at how they were split, you can definitely tell that the parting system that was designed was specifically designed for the 2-strand twist and not the individual coils themselves. So that's gonna be an interesting thing to see from this journey. And that's just a heads up here, Dennis. But as you can see here, man, these seem like they're gonna be more of a free form style of lock. You can kind of see how this hair is sort of progressing. You can see a lot of new growth there, but you can see those little cylindrical bits there where there are locks. Let me go back to this photo here. You can kind of see from that parting system that the locks are parted. They are separate, but it's just gonna be a question of how they will grow, right? Because one thing that I would say that you wanna watch out for here are locks that are gonna be too thin, locks that are gonna be too close. Are you gonna need congos? Are rooting systems gonna reintegrate because they were made so closely together? This is gonna be an interesting thing, but otherwise, you guys, I am really excited to see how it turns out, because he could have a very dope freeform looking set of locks here. So let's look at this last photo. So here from this last photo, you can see a retwist. And see, that's a very interesting parting style. Because if you look at the actual parted sections, it almost looks like the parted sections are big enough for multiple locks. So, and it almost looks like a square pattern, but I can't really tell. I can't really tell if it's consistent all the way throughout. So definitely, Dennis, keep us all in, updated on what's going on with your locks, bruh. Or definitely keep me updated, because I'd be interested to see how this turns out. Again, you guys, these locks will lock. That's not the issue. I think the only question I have is how the locks will progress, what they will look like, and will it cause any issues doing the locks this way? Will it cause any issues moving forward? So that's just a question for you guys. You can go ahead and answer in the comment section. But Dennis, bruh, thank you for your submission. Thank you for your support. Let's go to the next one. Next person we're gonna look at is Jovi. What's going on, man? I'm subbed to your channel on YouTube and have been following you for some time and would like to see if I can get any pointers and just your overall opinion on start of my dread journey. I appreciate your channel, your effort, keep motivating and doing what you do, bro. Man, I appreciate it, bro. If you can get back to me, great, but keep it up, man, and keep getting better. I appreciate that. I appreciate when you guys put into your message that you appreciate if I get back to you, but it's all love if I don't. Because I'm telling you guys, it's a lot of DMs and it's tough to keep up. I don't got no secretary. I'm just a dad with a baby on the way and a wife. And my wife does the best she can to keep up with comments too, but it's tough. So, but let's go ahead and look at these locks. Now, Jovi's locks, just off rip, I'm gonna say that they're a looser hair texture because I can see the tips and I can see that the look of the coils are a little bit different. I wouldn't venture out to say that he's got a 3 texture hair, but it definitely looks like a very, very soft 4. I wouldn't doubt it if it was a 3, but I'm gonna go with a very soft 4 right now. It looks like we started with comb coils, box pattern for sure, which is always great. And it's tough to tell, are those rubber bands? Yeah, they appear to be rubber bands holding the ends, probably to accommodate for the looser texture. What I will say is if you want a method that causes less damage, you can definitely utilize crochet hooks or crochet needles, so you can crochet those ends a little bit so that they're more butted. That way you're not potentially causing any damage with rubber bands. But otherwise, I love the system that his locks have started out on. Front to back, we've got that perfect grid. The locks look great. The hair looks really, really healthy, which is always dope. Doesn't say how long he's had them, but I would be willing to guess that we're still within our first year for sure. I'd say probably within our first 3 to 5 months, if I'm guessing, just based on how these locks are looking. They look very cylindrical. They don't really look very frizzy quite yet. They haven't got that quote unquote messy stage yet. So definitely dope locks. He's also beard gang, so what's happening, you know what I'm saying? I got a little something right there too, so brethren, what's up, fellow beardonite? You know what I'm saying? With my peach fuzz. But yeah, not too much here, not too much to go off of, you guys, but definitely a great set of locks to be. Like I said, these are still very much in the coil phase, still very new. But most importantly, man, I just appreciate the support. I appreciate you being patient. I appreciate, you submitting and trusting me to, give an opinion on your locks. I'm just really, really appreciative, man. So thank you for your submission. Thank you for your support. All right. Let's go to the next one. This one might be the last one, you guys, because I got a lot. I got a lot. So here we go, last one, you guys. This will be the last one. I saw one of your videos reviewing your fans' locks. I wanted to know if you could give your opinion on my starter locks. This was when I had just retwisted my hair by myself. So it looks like we clearly have 2-strand twists here. And he said he did those by himself, you guys. That's actually a great job. Round of applause to you, bro, really. And you got some patience and probably some strong shoulders, because that's tough. That's tough. This is about 4 weeks after his retwist. And it's funny, his 4 week later kind of looks like my 2020. You know what I'm saying? Life hits you fast. You can see that it's not as perfectly sectioned off. It's not, you know, just all it's perfectly laid out as he had it in the prior video, but it's still frizzing up. It's still subject to the same process as any other set of locks started any other kind of way. But I love that he provided this video and sort of that contrast from that very neat look to this very real, you know, I'm in progress of getting dreadlocks look. It's dope. A lot of frizz, definitely 4C hair texture, which is dope because these locks should lock pretty quickly. But this is a great shot here. Let's go to the next one. I use a crochet hook on some parts of my hair, but not the whole thing. So it looked like he retwisted with the crochet. I definitely like the thickness of the locks here, especially the ones in the back. I don't know exactly which ones you crocheted or the method of crochet that you use, but definitely interesting here. I just retwisted my hair today, and it looks like we got a retwist for today. Yep, they back looking clean, still budding. I like this set. I really like this set because it's giving people a more in-depth look at the 2-strand twist look, specifically 2-strand twist with 4C hair texture, thicker texture, and thicker hair. But I think this is dope. I think your locks are on the right track. They look healthy. You know, judging by that forehead, bro, you got that gloss, you got a good sheen. You're probably using all the right oils, juices, and berries. Dope. This is dope. I don't necessarily recognize the name from the YouTube comments or anything like that, bro, but I appreciate it, Chris, for all your support, following the channel. I'm glad that you found my channel and, you know, found a place where you can get some reviews and you trusted me to give them for you. So thank you for your support. Thank you for the submission. Yeah, that's it. It's the last little video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, because at the end of the day, I really love bringing these to you guys. I know it's not a lot, but you know, for the sake of time in this video, I don't want to make it too long, so I'm just gonna stop it there. But again, if you guys want a review, always look out for that community tab. That's usually where I announce them, right? Otherwise, if you want to follow my Instagram, definitely follow that as well, but that is not going to be the place where I do reviews, okay? Hopefully you guys found benefit in this video. Again, these journeys are hopefully meant to, you know, either help you find some lock buddies or help you find people that are going through locks, you know, going through their phases of locks just like you are. Hopefully it also brings you knowledge that what you're going through is normal. A lot of times we panic, we want to rush things, we want to rush the phases of where our locks are in, we want to rush to mature. Hopefully from this video you've learned that not only can you start your hair with really, really long natural hair, but that it's gonna take time. As you saw with SB Gutta, it was 6 months in and his locks are still in process of maturing. And you can see that with a lot of other. My video just died. But essentially, you guys, you can see that with all the other submissions as well, just their journeys, how long it takes. I would assume that nobody that I had a very mature set of locks, but that's okay. So just understand, it's gonna take time. And hopefully you guys are strapped in, you can look at your locks for the art that they are, and that you guys can take these reviews as sort of a confidence boost to sustain that discipline and that conviction in your journey, okay? Again, I really, really hope and pray that it helped you. It's been tplocks, signing out.